Hey guys, welcome to this one. Today we're going to be looking at the Forest Gemini raid on epic difficulty in Tarisland. He's now on 80% rather than 100% from a few days ago. Much easier to get down. There's only a few mechanics you have to really worry about that aren't the same as the normal and the elite raids. Without further ado, let's jump in. So the whole premise of this raid is that the bosses are paired and they need to be killed at the same time. The two important parts to be careful are with this raid is that when they are 15% and when they die. When one boss hits 15%, they will both combine their HPs together and they will split the total combined HP to each boss. This means it's crucial to get both bosses down to 15% HP at the same time. When either of the bosses die, they have a 10-second period of immunity, whereby the boss needs to die in this period or the dead boss will come back alive at the value of the HP of the still alive boss. To avoid this, start with everyone on Ivar until he hits 20 to 15%. Then move all DPS over to John until he has the same HP as Ivar. Remember, they need to die within 10 seconds of each other, so keep the numbers as low as possible. Nice, let's slap that eagle up. Mechanics to watch out for. Meteor Strike. During the fight, Ivar will cast down meteor stones on random players. Spread out doing this and position the rocks somewhere generally center because we're going to need them later.
So get ready to
Swoop.
Oof.
After Ivar has turned into an eagle, he will choose a random player to swoop on. Everyone needs to stack on that player to share damage and avoid dying instantly. Tornado. Near the end of Ivar's eagle phase, he will cast Tornado or Wind Strike, which is an AoE that will wipe the entire raid. You need to use the previously mentioned meteor stones as cover to protect you from this attack. This mechanic is actually very hard to time because the cast time is around 2 seconds. So the trick is that if you have enough DPS, and you can get Ivar down to 35% before he ends the eagle phase, he'll skip this mechanic entirely, and this results in a much easier raid. So more DPS in this phase is really important. Tips for tanks.
Nim, you stay here.
If the bosses stand close together at all, they will shield each other and take no damage. So the tanks need to tank them apart from each other at all cost. In epic difficulty, the extra mechanic is that every 25 seconds, the tank will get a debuff that makes them take massive damage from the boss they're currently tanking. This means the tanks will need to swap between bosses when they hear the alert sound or when John casts the spell Tearing. Generally, just do all the movement mechanics and focus on the tank swaps as they can get very confusing after doing it for 5 minutes. Tips for DPS. Barbarians should use Bloodlust and the Hunter's Burst buff right at the beginning of Ivar. I'm not sure what the Hunter's Burst buff is called, but I also think the Rogues have one as well. So just make sure you use all Burst Potions and Burst spells right in the beginning. Getting him to 35% to avoid the Tornado mechanic is literally half your problem solved. You won't have to worry about raid wipes after you get this. Pay attention to the HP of each boss and don't over DPS when it's time to swap to John. Every 40 odd seconds, John will target a random ranged player and cast a large bomb on them. After a while, this bomb will drop on the player's current location, so make sure you're nowhere near the raid when this happens. You need to stand far away from the raid while the bomb goes off, otherwise this will wipe the entire raid if not done correctly. My recommendation is to try and stay back where you spawn initially in the raid. This is going to be the furthest part away from the bosses and the best chance to not wipe the raid. Tips for healers. Tips for healers. If the tanks don't swap fast enough, they will take extra damage from the boss they're currently tanking. Make sure you give them a little bit of extra love during this period as the timing is always difficult and it can be tricky to not get hit by the boss during the swap.
Okay, leave Ivar, everyone leave Ivar alone, Nim go over.
Be ready to use AoE heals during the Meteor Strike phase. They almost always hit a few players in the raid group, so be sure to check out the party list as soon as the spell goes off. You may sometimes get the bomb that John casts. Make sure to stay away from the raid as well, but close enough to still be in range to heal.
Get down to 5 and come over. Okay, come over to Ivar. Come over to Ivar, come over to Ivar. Get him down. Guys, swoop, swoop, swoop. Watch out, huddle. Huddle on the healer. Okay, get killed. Now get Ivar down, Ivar down, Ivar down. That's it. Fuck. Is that it? Is that it? You said that's it. Oh my god.
Oh, I don't have to hear that ever again. Alright guys, that's all from me. If you liked this video or it helped you at all, please make sure you like and subscribe because it really helps out the channel. As you can see, this was all actually done on stream. I spend a lot of my evenings actually just helping other people get through raids in Tarisland. So if that's you and you're looking for some more content on this kind of stuff, be sure to pop into the stream, check it out, say hi. I'd love to see you there. I appreciate you. So thanks for that, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.